pastor campa we see hwehwemu Bibiana church I don't know whether it stream video, it stream babes. Babe streamer. It stream babes or it stream. Eddie now sorry na 40 years now.
Now almost say ICG.
ICG. Now Obrant near there. Holy Ghost Temple. I will start to go there. More second service.
8 to 10.
One service. And family.
Besides time Ben Obafi.
Obafi time. Oh, simple question. Obafi time Ben. It depends on what.
See, 12-1. Every individual for left the church before they go feel close because you are finishing job.
I know the Bible.
Pictures them upload.
You see,
but I know people for the carve them.
Oh yeah, this is with the West.
His job is very diverse.
Chief operating officer.
His job is very diverse. He goes everywhere.
Yeah, we know one about because we do things where
be interconnected.
It's interchurch.
So you say you go marry for the church.
You go marry for your day or you go marry for Calvary Temple.
But in wedding, they know if you do for the church. The
other
branches go come.
Yeah, no. In wedding, it go make like tour. So then go do some for in church. No, then go start from Calvary, then go here, then go here, do small.
Maybe
then broadcast. Yeah. So the final one, no, then go do for Holy Ghost Temple.
The final one, we go take come here, then go do on podcast.
We will do on podcast. We are approach also Holy Ghost. So the Holy Ghost one too, it go stream, but in now go setting cameras and things.
Everything.
And you are rolling. Yeah, share wedding. I say yeah. Yami shall be brave. Now, Patrick, on your friend say. You didn't tell us who Yaya is. I'm very interested.
Oh, I said.
Maybe it's a simple question.
A friend of the podcast.
Oh, you know Yaya?
I don't know him.
You know Yaya?
I know Yaya.
By name.
You
You know see him before. You know see him. So whether it be AI, or it be Siri, you don't know.
Maybe it was prompted by Sora.
You don't know. All you know be say he can't tell you about Yaya.
Man,
No. Your man will explain.
How do you know Yaya?
Oh, I had a DM from a lady called Yaya. I don't know if she's real.
Yeah, it could be AI.
It could be AI.
Forget to be community manager.
Yeah, maybe it be better accountant. It be better account. Say, hello man, I really like your perspectives on the podcast. We'll drag you, sir. Hello, Yaya. Whether you are out there or you are here. Yaya, we love you. Thank you for listening to our podcast. Okay. Yeah, that's your mission on your case, right? Your mission on your case. Charlie. Okay, let's go. Now we go feel started. Yes, hey, we drag your man. We drag your man. Charlie.
Watch out.
You go get him, eh? You dey pile up.
How's the point?
Hey, what's the point? Now count on cause traffic or town.
How's the point?
Shout out if you are.
Obi.
Thank you for holding.
Obi the Obi.
Best friend, no.
Best day.
Best friend. No.
Best day.
Your woman don't say you get best friend. You get female best friend. Your woman don't say you get best friend. There was a cut.
Matters arising.
No, simple question. Your woman don't say you get female best friend.
Oh yeah.
No, answer the
question. He will explain.
Answer the question.
He will explain. So why you not take your woman come out? Why you come out with your best friend?
I don't know girl uncle.
I
don't know girl like minimum uncle.
How your best friend take you go see your best friend? Your best friend take you go an event meant for couples.
Yes.
Guys, so we are starting the podcast in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Nya bro, I will try.
I don't know girl like minimum for uncle. Now go so Becca. Komna.
Hey, what your boss mo?
Me see.
Event chocolate.
Event for couples. Red. Event for couples.
So your man wear red trousers, then wear shit.
I see the video for his story. I tell him, Charlie, the vows that you enjoy past because Charlie,
since they occur. Hey, Charlie.
But Charlie, why do you take?
I said that. You see, the thing is, let me explain myself.
Okay,
explain. No evidence.
I didn't have.
Do we have to be so loud just on vows day?
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe.
Make you explain finish. You say vows that you didn't have one.
So I now no get plan. So I did the way my sweet best friend. If you are shout outs to you.
Charlie, make you start a podcast.
Wait.
So hey, okay. Cause I send my sweet best friend. This explanation ain't go long. I am my sweet best friend. No, yeah, we okay.
Hold me down.
We okay.
Wait,
Your
see.
girlfriend give you chocolates or you give anything.
But what's it?
But
But what's it?
Charlie, some conversation be hot, very hot. I want to see you pull your mind. So I will take guide my life because I need guidance.
Okay.
Bass, man. Charlie, man, make I ask you first. Because you get sense past this. You get sense past this. To me four. They can't advise me. I will be a sports child. Okay. Send me. Go for me anyway. My brother say, to me for why? Do you believe in traditional gender roles? That the woman is meant to take care of a home, right? I won't restrict it to cooking. That nonsense they've been talking about. But do you believe the woman is meant to keep the home, right? It encompasses everything, and then the man sort of provides and protects, right?
Yeah.
Are you a big believer in that?
Yes, and this is why I've always believed that a man who owns a house, a woman builds a home.
Okay.
Even the Bible says, whatever you give to a woman, they double it, they multiply it. You give a woman a sperm, she gives you a baby. So,
Charlie, be like we need code Mickey for you. We need code Mickey, cause man they drop the speckles and the tins. And a man builds a house.
A
woman builds a home. And when you give a woman a sperm,
she gives you a baby.
But why be sperm come your head first? Of all the things, why be sperm come your head first?
Oh, it's a process.
You did on the way. Yeah, okay, carry you go where we don't know.
And
this episode we first come from constantly. Hey boys,
and this is why if you give a woman peace, you would have peace in your life. If you give her trouble, you get trouble. So if you really want to build something with a woman, and now let's talk about the
gender roles.
The gender roles. I've never been a believer of this role is purposely for a woman and this role is purposely for a man. And this is why growing up, I never experienced all these things like gender roles and everything. I'm from a broken home, so these things I never got to see whose role is this and whose role is that. But what I picked up from my life is growing up, I love taking care of the home. Like it gives me some kind of like peace, fulfillment and everything. And I've embodied it. Yeah. So sometimes I even tell myself I feel like I'm a house husband, right? I'm not the kind of person who will always be out there.
So when you say taking care of a home, what does it encompass? You love to do the cleaning.
I love to do the cleaning.
I
love to cook.
Okay.
I like to take care of the babies.
Yeah.
Like those things give me a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
And it's not a chore for me, right? Even sometimes I can wake up in the morning and ask myself, what am I supposed to do today? Then I start cleaning the house. Yeah. Because at least it makes me think, like process my thoughts and everything. So that is me personally.
Yeah.
I don't know for other guys, but I feel like everything is 50-50. 20-80, 30-70. So as the guy, you can come home. Let's say you are in a relationship, but you people have a very busy life. Now, if you come home at 5, you don't expect the woman who will come home at 8 to come and cook for you. If you have a little knowledge in the kitchen, you know how to do egg stew. Do egg stew. When she comes, hey babe, I made egg stew, so if you're hungry, I left some for you in the distance.
But if you finish, then you add tissue for him for the washroom.
So I've never been.
It will go down rough.
I've never been a believer of like this is a concrete like
strict
role
rules
from a woman.
For yeah.
Everything has to be very fluid. You play your part, she plays her part, right? But at some point in time, and in my relationship, right, this is what I always say: pick 3 things you can do in the house that is entirely yours. I'm not going to force you to do it, but you know this is your role that
Yours,
you've
yeah,
taken
yeah.
upon yourself, and you will do it, right? Even if you don't do it, I will do it. But then again, I'll tell you, hey, you chose to do this thing,
Yeah.
so make sure you
It's
keep
done,
it up,
yeah.
right? And that is it. You guys will be okay. These are all discussions people will have, like whilst you guys are courting each other and getting into the growth phase of your relationship. You don't say this is a woman's job. So at the end of the day, when you come to the house and even the shoes are here, you don't pick it
You're
up.
waiting for her to come and
No.
Yeah.
Everybody is tired. We are not living in the
Joey Abreu.
70s and 80s anymore.
I do your president. What bread by default? Yeah, who our bread?
So make
Life already score you 1-0.
yeah, nobody is coming into your life to be a slave.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
You understand? So make each other's life meaningful,
as easy
and
as you can. Yeah.
as easy as it can be. You wake up in the morning, if she's tired, and there was this thing that I watched today. It was this YouTube, more like a YouTube short, and the guy was talking about he and his partner. He woke up one day and he saw his partner watching a cartoon. Now, he was, what's the word, like he was confused. Why is a 30-year-old woman watching a cartoon? He didn't understand. And this is what he said. After watching the cartoons, he went to the living room and asked the girl, like, why were you watching a cartoon? She was like, she doesn't know. She felt like, at that moment, she felt an inner child out. So she felt like watching the cartoons. Now, as a man, what do you do? He tried to understand why she was watching the cartoons. And at that point in time, she doesn't need to be treated as a woman. She needs to be treated as a child.
Yeah.
So embody her inner childhood, play with her, let her feel like she's a baby. You do those things. But then again, some random man would think like,
And about two, on share
then all of a sudden, it brings
NSPPD now, oh share car too.
it brings a conversation whereby one person will get annoyed. Right? So roles and all those
The
things.
day cast be
it's-
that. 5:30, no, you fight finish. The day cast.
It's observation, it's understanding each other. Know where her strength is, know where your strength is. You guys play on your strength and you play on your weaknesses as each other. That's how you people will build a very solid relationship that is very difficult to break. Even if there's misunderstanding, you know that this is the reason why the person is acting the way they are acting, and this is how I need to treat this situation. Most guys always treat situations with anger because they don't understand why the person is doing what they're doing. And when you always treat conversations like that or situations like that, you guys will always fight.
Yeah. But do you think men are being more patient with their women as young men? Let's not even go far back, but like as young men, do you think we are being? Do you think, first of all, do you think we are learning enough to lead,
I think in our time,
or we are competing with the women to see who is more emotional?
I think in our time, the understanding of relationship is a bit complicated in our time because everybody wants to have their opinions out there. But in the former ages, it wasn't like that. They tell you do this. This is how I came to meeting, and everybody sort of follows those blueprints.
Yeah.
But in our time, it's like we're giving the woman the voice, and I like the part that man was talking about fluidity. With fluidity, there's no rigidity. You don't have like a point where you say do this, do that. If you don't do this, now we're canceling it off. It's like, I'm listening to you, Eddie. Okay, babe, this is how I want this to be done. Oh, how do you think it tallies with your plan?
Yeah.
You're coming home at 5 o'clock. I'm coming home at 7. How can we make it work? When children come in, how will we make it work? So it's like constant conversation. Personally, I grew up in a home where I lived most of my life with my mom, right? So, old boy no data. So most of the time, you see your mom like working a lot in the house, and the scare is every single time you're going out there to look for maybe a woman or something, you're looking for your mother in the woman. So the woman coming in automatically should clean, should do like act of service.
That's what you're used to. That's what you grew up on,
right? But before, somebody will say, this is what my mother did, this is what I want, right? But now, you sort of learn, right? You sort of see things on social media. We're on a podcast and we're sharing ideas. So I'm picking certain things off, and I need to know for myself, okay, there are certain things my mom has done, or there are certain things my mom is perfect at. But the person coming in might be working as a doctor, right? Might be working as a banker, might be coming home at odd hours, might not have one job, but possibly two jobs, right? Might be doing other things that my mom might not have been in that position. So I'm learning, I'm becoming better, right? And education also goes a long way. A lot of times, education is like a blessing in disguise sometimes, because people want overdo, like, oh, I'm friends saying right for I'm saying.
I'm always right.
I'm always right for. You know, everybody wants to be at that level. But for relationships to survive, everybody needs to know that it's a work in progress.
True.
That's the mentality every single person coming in must have. It's a work in progress. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We are learning, and then at the end of the day, we are growing in collaborativeness. It's not compromise. A lot of times, if you understand that it's collaboration and compromise, you know that, oh, I've done this too many times. It's not about the number of times you've done it. It's about you making sure that you're doing it to make the person perfect, and the person also doing same for you in your imperfection. So that comes to like the 30-70. Because I heard Michelle Obama said it perfectly. You said love is not 50-50. You know, she said that there are moments where I'm a 70,
I'm a 70, you are 30.
I'm like, there are deficits, but we are supposed to make up for it. And it's through only learning, observation, sitting down, knowing your partner. Like he said, the cartoons. We'll be best now I'm up now 6 o'clock.
Command your morning. Why are you not commanding your morning?
I'd see like an older generation do that. But in our time, if you be like, hey, you have that. Like, I see a younger generation doing that, but it's difficult for me to like see an older person see their wife enjoy that. Unless they've learned, unless they've understood the person they're with. So every single time, to me, it be learning. Relationship, everybody needs to take a posture of learning to like make the relationship thrive to the apex that.
I think most of the time, what I always tell myself is do what works for you, right? Maybe today your woman cooked. It doesn't mean she's a chef, right? She doesn't automatically become a chef who always has to cook for the house. It's great. Discuss, talk, what works. Some women love to feed their men. I want to cook for you, even if open my train me. I will come and cook for you. That's what works for the two of you, right?
Please, if you're out there and you're like that, hit me up.
So it's some people too. It's like we are both too tired. Your wife is a CEO of a bank. You are also a multi-million whatever. You hire a chef. Bloody hell, it works, right? Because you're able to accommodate your schedules and everything. Some people just, okay, we're going to meal prep for the week. So on Saturdays, that's your bonding time. You spend time in the kitchen. You are cutting the onions for her. Maybe even if you're not cooking, you're not the one cooking. You prepare the meat, you cut the onions. You know, that's your bonding time just about the week. You've made kochomis, you've made beef stew, you've made this for the week. You pack your lunches, go to work. There is also that, where the conversation gets out of the window is, the woman is supposed to be in the kitchen and I didn't cook for me. If it works for the two of you that the woman takes care of the home, the man goes out to bring money, so be it. Discuss. That's it for me. Like, even if that's what you start off with, what if it changes with time? Right? Are you evaluating the relationship? Okay, maybe your wife didn't have a job, so she used to cook. She used to have a lot of time. Maybe before the kids came, she had a lot of time. Now the kids are in. Things have to change. What's the plan? Are we getting an extra hand? Is your mom coming to help? Are we getting a help? Whatever, like, discuss. I don't like it when this whole conversation about when one random girl will come and tweet something about right now, then say if you be carrying boyfriend, means say your pocket deep. It's like I saw a very stupid tweet. She was like there's a certain level a man can take you to that you won't even think of cheating. I'm like, why is it conditional fidelity? Why should I take you to a certain level before you think about not cheating? Don't you respect yourself enough not to cheat, right? You should do yourself a favor but not allowing another man to, you know. But it's like you're doing me a favor. Why should I take you to a certain level? It doesn't make sense. And that whole level should talk about it be money, my guy. It be money. Poor man no they see life top, right? There's always a condition to it. So discuss. But when they marry,
When you marry, why?
Are we they talking? Make quiet today. What we like? When you they marry, why are you listening? Are they talking? They listening like are you daily show? Are you trouble no? When you they marry, ask you simple question. When you they marry?
Hold on. No,
Why they hold?
ask the man a question.
When you they marry?
Stefan a question.
Okay.
So,
Answer the question
I thought
first.
you will ask the question.
Answer
But
the question.
You ask me, no. Not me.
You can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to do. I think on the spot. You can't tell me what to do. But when you they marry?
Stop playing now.
You dey pray. You get woman. You get woman.
And there's some people.
You're brave.
Stefan, what are you listening to?
Who dey answer question? Now cross so that. Obepa show. Okay, who dey answer? Yanko. Yeah, cook for us, my brother.
I think that just like Mana said, and so like typical example, I also came from a home that when I grew up, like I mean, father and mother they are there, but all the time they were separated, but they were still in the same house.
Okay.
So mommy will cook on the side, daddy also cooks. I mean, like so growing up like that, maybe because my house is very big, so my dad was on one side, my mom was on the other side.
Yeah.
So you see, mommy will cook, and you as a child or
You have to decide
where you want to eat.
I mean,
Oh wow.
it wasn't really a problem.
Yeah.
But then I could eat mommy, then I eat dad. It wasn't a problem because even though they were separated, they were still in the house, and there was that respect among them.
Yeah.
They are separated, but they had not moved out because they understood that they had two kids. I mean,
they had to.
They had kids that they had to take care of. So we were still in the home. But what I picked up from that is the fact that there was a certain level of work my dad was doing that I had to learn from. In the sense that he learned to do things his own way as a man, and that he didn't wait or depend on the woman to come in and help him do things that he could do. So ironing his things, he folds his things, doing those things. Those times when growing up, like his bosses and those things, he now will stand, iron them and fold them like there and pack them into his wardrobe and everything. So there were some things that naturally growing up you could see him doing and you learned it.
Yeah, you pick it up.
You didn't even have to be told that Junior, and now we say do this, do that. So from that gender role aspect, it was there that as a man there are things that you need to naturally be able to do, even if there isn't any woman in your life there and then. So like maybe washing, even if you have a car, then clean your car up, maybe putting on. Me personally, when I get home, my shirts they are out through it. It's me. I mean, but and I've had ladies come in my life who also know that when they come and they see something like that, when they get up from your room or they're in the house like this and they get up, they know that okay, let me put this in place, let me put this in place. There are also some ladies who will get up and not do that. It's up to me as a man to be able to do it if they're not there to do it, or learn that if this lady doesn't know how to do this, and maybe for example, if I throw my shirt and the lady won't pick it up and put it somewhere, then it will become a problem because when I get married to someone like that and I throw my shirt, she might also end up coming and throw her shirt, and the room or the house will be so clumsy.
Yeah.
So some of these things I picked up and realized that sometimes that's why we get many people who compliment us in a certain way. So that even if I understand you, and like you said perfectly, if I understand maybe you are the man and you like to have your things, maybe you want to put, and I know we know Eddie, maybe you want to put this thing in this particular way. If the woman comes and wants to change it, he will have to have a discussion. So Eddie, I want to put this here because
the way we go
this.
fight.
Sometimes it's good, but there's the understanding that the lady has to complement some aspects of you that you may be lacking. Like I'm saying, with my socks, I might leave them here, then. But it doesn't mean that I won't iron my things or pack my things in a certain way. But the lady will have to know that, Junior Diana, Eddie, Stefano, man, when he comes, his shirt or his this, he puts them in this particular way. But he wants, if you are the woman, you need to understand that, help him or try and show him how to. You can even put a basket at the door so that when he gets there, he wants to move his shirt, he won't put it on a chair, he'll put it in the basket. That's a complimentary way of helping the man. So maybe you've not stopped the man from moving his shirt and putting it on the chair. And you've stopped the man from, you allowed the man how to put the shirts in the
laundry basket.
Just by.
There's a question like sort of bothering me a bit.
Yeah.
So just as we said, we're in a generation where we learn more, we know more. There's so much knowledge, but it feels like, and I'm just speculating, it feels like in our generation where there's so much knowledge, marriages don't thrive because of the gender awareness we have is here.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, marriages are on a decline. But those days where I say, Oba's in a kitchen, or Bema go out, go and do all those kind of things, they stay in the marriage longer. I just want to understand the dynamic.
We know so much, but we do little.
Yeah, I think that also one thing I've learned, and not to cut you short, is that sometimes, and I've realized, and I've met people who have been married for 10, 20, and they tell me that in our current generation, what is happening wrong is that the expectations that we have of each other has skyrocketed so high that I expect that even though we know a lot of things, we're not doing them, but we're expecting that I know this, but I'm expecting Stefan to know this and do it, and I won't do it.
Yeah.
So we know that these are the things that we need to do. We're not doing them because we expect that I'm married to this girl, I've met this, maybe Ajoa, my fear, whatever, but the person needs to know this and do it much more than I'm doing. And so we know it, we know all the, like we are saying here, we know a lot of things. We've seen marriages, and funny enough, like it's actually on the rise. People say that now marriages that are like our generation marriages are not doing so well. The divorce rates are high. It's because the expectation levels have gone so high that we want to see certain things. It's like we want to see a perfection aspect before.
But who sets those expectations?
No, it's us.
Exactly.
It's us.
let me.
We do that to ourselves.
So
I think we've missed the basics. I think we skipped the basics and tried to do the extra stuff.
Is the basics the agenda that, like, I just want to understand that.
Let me chip something
This is
in.
because of, like I said, my mom and my dad thing. My mom and my dad thing, like, so like we were saying, they brought my mom to marry my dad. Now at that point, they may not have even met, but there was respect from the onset.
Okay.
Do you get it? And there was that respect. It wasn't love. I mean, love may have come in eventually.
Later, yeah.
But there was respect and there was communication. So even when they started the marriage, they were working together. My mom came and was helping my dad. They were working together, Kanshi and all. They built something together. At that period, there's that respect and that's commitment. My mom was more like a housewife, even though they were going to the shop and all. But she comes back and assumes the role of the housewife and still does her work and takes care of us. There was that respect there, and there wasn't that necessarily the only expectation would have been maybe she wants that the man provides for the house and the family. But you see that marriage, even though it ended up separated, but there was, because of that respect they had and also for what they wanted, they still couldn't necessarily separate and go their own ways. They still stayed in the same house and were still working. Once in a while, it got to a point, it changed. My mom was now cooking for my dad. So things changed. You get it? So I think that it's about our current generation and the fact that we know that these things are what we need to do, or we still have put certain expectation on each of ourselves, because we want a lot of things. Now a woman wants to be a career woman. I perfectly want my wife to be a career woman to be able to support the home. But at what point do we not have expectations of her to a point that still at I want she to be doing this and she's not doing it? That's where the problem is.
Let me say something. First and foremost, practice makes perfection. Practice makes permanent. If you practice the wrong thing for a very long time, it sticks. Now, where I'm going with that phrase is this. You're talking about expectations. Now, this is the thing. If I expect you to do this and I don't communicate it, how do you do it?
It's the fact that people want people to cut
we
their heads.
We live in a society whereby we expect without teaching. If you expect me to be the top of my game, I don't know what is the definition of top of my game to you. Tell me.
Yeah.
When I understand that, I practice it. When I practice it for a very long time, it becomes permanent.
But man, you can meet somebody and the person says, "Oh, I do this, I do that, I do that."
Yeah,
I'm getting into the marriage.
I'm getting into that point. And I think some of the Christian girls will fight me on this thing. This is the thing.
Tell them say, "Make them come outside."
This is the thing. We always have this notion of getting to know somebody without actually spending time with the person. You like this guy. You've been with this guy for 6 months. Everything he can tell you to make your head big. Spend time with this guy. Being very intentional and observant
with this guy.
Go and spend 2 weeks at his place. He can't pretend.
Are you saying that? Man.
Go and spend 2 weeks at
what you're
his
saying
place.
is a very, it's delicate. It's like here and there matter. There's that point where Christianity, but as a lady from a Christian, she's she's building her life, building a career. How do you tell a lady to go and spend even 1 week or 3 days?
If it works for
Even
you.
a day, bro.
No, even a day.
If it works,
man.
if it works for you.
Man,
See,
no, I'm-
if
and I'm
it works for
really-
you, if it works for you, you can do it. If it doesn't work for you, that's fine.
Do you know? Let me tell you. Let me tell you this.
And that's called.
I'm coming. I'm a Christian, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be very real with you. Most of the marriages that have collapsed in the church is because people were surprised in marriage.
Yeah, I mean, there were things that
People entered marriage and it was like, I thought,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
because you never got to know the guy.
Yeah.
The only time you spend with him is when you go outside because you are not supposed to be in his house. You're not supposed to be in his room. And then once you started the marriage, like, see, a lot of Christians are suffocating. They don't
Oh,
talk.
no, I mean,
I'm telling
it's
you,
true.
people don't go for dates. People didn't do stuff together. And it's, bro,
It's not clear cut understanding.
let's be real. Your pastor can say everything. When you start fighting, he will come and talk to you and go back to his house. Do you know? Eventually, when he leaves, do you know? See, if it works for you, spend as much time as you can, bro. See,
With each other.
Oh,
Because
I've done that.
statistics are there.
Honestly.
Statistics are there.
Data science for-
Statistics are there. People that spent a lot of time with their partners before they got married, they stayed longer. I am telling you. See, eventually, see if it works for you and if you can. Obviously, a girl who lives with her parents that needs permission and has to be home by 9 p.m. Obviously, she can't come and spend a lot of time. But as much as you can, if it's during the day that works,
Yeah, be with them.
try to be with her. Pay attention, as the ladies too. Pay attention to the guy. Like, see, you will never get to know someone without spending time with them.
the person,
See,
yeah.
you know, see niggas then they lie to girls 2 years just to blast the
to
toes.
blast them, yeah.
Yeah. People can pretend though. It's until you actually spend. Cause first time the text, iMessage, you go feel lie you
Text
easily.
carrier, the problem. Text, we had a lot, hide behind a lot of text for a lot of things.
Because there's a face behind the person, right? Now spend time with the person and see. And see, let me go back to something. When God was driving Adam and Eve out of the Garden of Eden, he said the man will sweat before he eats.
Yeah.
That's for provision. It's basic. That's God's design. Let's not jinx
Man
it
has
with
to work hard.
feminism and stupid whatever. God said Adam would break his sweat. He said the woman would walk.
Labor.
Pain in labor, right? Childbirth. That's why women go through cramps and whatever. Biologically, as a man, you can't even have it if you wanted to. Right? You can't even support your wife with pregnancy if you wanted to. If she's carrying triplets and you wanted to take one for it, you can't. It's God's design. No matter how much we want to balance things, some things remain default.
It's up to you.
Some things.
So funny thing just crossed my mind.
Say, Stefan, wait the break.
The way the trans people will come comment on this thing.
No, but we are Christians, so we are speaking our truth.
They take 50% of 1 hour.
They say somebody. This thing is stupid. They say you be atheist way. You want sock breast. You put for them. You know they believe in God, but they believe say woman get breast. You put for them. Anyway, so no matter how much we want, I know we are learning.
Yeah.
We are trying not to overburden each other. We are learning. We are trying to balance things. Sometimes you have to do the cooking. Sometimes God knows why it's men.
To your
It's,
basics. The basics.
this is the basics I'm talking about. God cursed man with some things. God cursed woman with some things. You can be trans, you can go and do BBL, you can do every stupid thing you want. Bro, God's design is God's, you can't jinx it. I think you're using a tra. We feel like because of formal education, so now we know so much. You are not more intelligent than God. God's design is that a man, God knows why he gave men more physical strength than women.
Yeah.
God knows why men build skyscrapers. The women that are feminine in their natural feminine embodiment, that understand this, that know that I'm going into a man's life to be a woman. It's not because I'm a slave. The fact that I cook for the man, I mean,
Yeah.
when you cook for the man, you also eat. So if you have kids, if you have a family and you are cooking for the family, it doesn't make you a slave. Most importantly, does your husband appreciate it? Does he perform his fundamental roles as the man, right? It's okay if you speak and you go like, okay, this is how our relationship is going to go. We're going to split rent 50-50, everything. So the chores to let's share among ourselves. Cool. But last, if thieves come the house, the woman will call the man. It's let's stop deceiving ourselves. We are Christians. Let's just stick to the basics. God gave certain things to the man. there is a reason why men we wake up and Charlie, you won't go chop CEO. I'm not saying say women can't be CEOs, but you see that drive more in men.
Yeah.
It's natural, it's biological. Like we just wake up and we are trying to be. You want to be something, right? And there are things that women do better than us. Like if woman come your house, no organization, organization, everything. Just women know how to put things in order, and it's a natural. It's a natural. You can't do anything about it. You get it. Some things just really come. See, women they keep money past men. Are they lie? They know how to keep. They know how to hold things. They know how to multiply things. That's how God made us. So before we go and add the other things, let's start from there. What are your strengths as a man? What are your strengths as a woman? Let's start from there. After we've sorted that out, then now we can discuss the top-ups, you know. That's why I said my mom loved to cook for us. She didn't feel like a slave. But that doesn't mean I expect when I'm marrying someone, I expect that you be my mother. I'm not looking for a mom. I'm looking for a partner, a life partner. So how do I partner with you to make each other's lives better, right? Let's stop deceiving ourselves with men. It's not equality. We are not equal. We are not equal in any way. We are not equal. Equity. If there is a role in the business, give the woman the fair chance to go and interview as well. If she qualifies, why not? I always use the Vodafone CEO, Patricia, right? I always use that as an example, right? She qualified. She has it. The MasterCard Foundation woman, right? Yeah. She qualifies. She had it. Give it to them. That's right. They qualified. They interviewed. I'm sure it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 interviews. They aced it. They got it. Give it to them. But we are not equal. We are not. God knows why men can carry loads, build skyscrapers, and God knows why the women can support the men. Right? And it's okay. Like, cooking for your man doesn't make you a slave. You are not stupid. You are not less of a human being. Right? And that's why now men are also like, then I won't give you any money until we are married. And then like, let's stop all these bullshit and nonsense conversations. I
have this funny conspiracy theory, right? So I personally believe that there's a systematic agenda against like.
I was going to say that they are trying to make everybody an ATM machine, a walking ATM machine. Women, that's why we have so many broken homes. Women go into the workforce. You two go and work. You two, you can make your own money. You don't need men. Go, you know, they are driving. It's all capitalism. It's all stupid stuff, right?
Families where kids grow up and they have like the best upbringing is when both parents are around. Look at typical African American societies. Typical African American societies. Them get single parents.
Destroyed. They are the worst bunch of people you can trust me.
It's crazy. And the funny thing is, they're dwindling down all these kind of presets and narratives to like people here because of the internet. And someone jumps on TikTok and their whole life, their whole marital understanding, their whole career understanding is on TikTok. It's on the internet. And they just listen to someone's perspective. And even the person just shows a facade of what they're in. Right? It's not even authentic.
I always tell people that the first idea of marriage or relationship is what you saw in your house. You can't skip it.
That's right.
How you saw your dad. You know, there are men who abuse their wives because they saw their dad slapping their moms and they think it's normal. So there's a lot of... you see, that the first marriage you saw was the one with your parents. Except maybe... Sorry to say, your dad had passed, your mom had passed, it's okay. But...
father figure,
but the first ever... Exactly. If you are a man and you grew up with your father and there was no woman present in the house, you have to learn how to be with a woman. Right? If you are a girl and you spend, you know, and that's why, see, this thing, if in my personal experience, most men have the worst trouble dating women without father figures in their house. If you like, pay attention. Go on the internet, all the ladies showing their bum, and then go check where them puppies did.
This thing,
leadership.
This thing you said, I think I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and I was like, when you see a girl from a home, you can tell. When you see a girl
it's so easy
from
to
a
tell.
house,
it's so easy to tell. By extension, she will treat you the way. If you start talking to a girl, she starts insulting her brothers. She talks to her dad anyhow. You forerun. By extension, she's not going to regard you. That's how it is basic. So let's stop all these nonsense chats and equality. I get the agenda. I get the agenda.
And also, I want to say this. There's this phrase that we are all accustomed to, and it's it goes like this. They say the man is the head, but we forget the man is the head. A relationship, marriage is a body. The man is the head. What holds the head?
It's the neck.
The neck. You, the woman, you are the what? You are the neck.
Yeah.
And I feel like men and women forget this thing a lot. A man says, I'm the head of the family, everything I say goes. No.
But you don't have
the
the
family.
So where
Everything
you
you say
standing?
doesn't go. Somebody is holding you down. When you make your decision, you drop it down to the next hierarchy of person. Babe, I need to make this investment. But what do you think? Because if that investment fails, it affects the neck.
Of course.
When you carry the load and your head is paining you, who suffers next? Your neck. So if you're making a decision, hey, babe, I'm making this decision, what do you think? Necessarily, it doesn't mean that whatever she says is the final say.
Yeah.
But you are the head.
You have to consult
And
her.
now, this is why men see love from the angle of respect.
Yeah.
If I come to you and you respect my opinion and you give me an honest opinion, I respect your
you much
opinion.
more.
I feel like you love me enough not to make some mistakes that will affect both of us. Because at the end of the day, if I make a mistake, the person is going to affect more is the man. Because at the end of the day, he's going to insult himself, feel depressed about making that bad decision. But then again, he will rely on who? The woman. So everything is networking.
interconnected,
So, like, when you understand all these things, when you are in a relationship, you know that it's not just about you making decisions and everything. You can't say because you are the man, you take money and go and buy something and then you feel like, yeah, I'm the man, I've done whatever I need to do and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it's a whole community of this thing.
But just to, I mean, we're wrapping up.
Yeah.
I just want to say this.
Can me back at him about the man
Just
and
like, this is more like a humble appeal to, I mean, anyone watching and listening. The whole idea is that the root cause or the roots is from how or what we saw when we were growing up.
Yeah,
And
the
so
orientation.
The orientation, the socialization, how we saw our parents live, how we saw. So if you are someone who saw your father and mom available, always there, supportive and all.
One of the biggest
more
blessings
likely-
people take for granted. Yeah.
Yeah,
You are more
Like
likely-
some privileged thing.
Yeah.
That's what
One
I'm
of,
like.
one of the
Yeah.
biggest blessings people
Having
take
both
for
parents
granted.
together.
Yeah.
If you saw both of your parents together, love, good church together, you're doing so much, spending time. I mean, that's a privilege. You also owe it yourself to give, to do best for whoever you're going to be with, and have that same, what's the word? Have that same, I need the word. Replicate the same for your future.
Yeah.
If unfortunately, if you didn't have your father around, and you only had the love of your mom, and don't take certain things
For granted.
and don't take certain things that you didn't get to the man and expect a man to be some things that he's not. Just try and spend time with a man, learn more, be ready to learn, have a spirit or a heart that is always willing to learn, and don't take a stand
Can
just
I be
like that.
speculative?
Your man, they sound like he be Sunday school teacher. Your man, they sound like he be Sunday school teacher.
Let me tell you. This is
Hey, more time
this
soon.
this is more of like personal experience, right? Every relationship I go into, this is what I tell them. I don't know what a good home is like.
Yeah.
I don't know what a good love is like. I know what a bad home is like because
Yeah.
that is where I'm coming
You
from.
don't want to be that.
I know what a bad relationship is like because I've seen all those things.
right.
So I don't tolerate certain things that I have seen before.
Yeah.
That looks like.
So that is how I transform my life.
Yeah.
Whenever I see the bad things, I tell you,
This is bad.
I'm used to this,
Yeah. So
and this is not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You understand? So if you are showing me something that is new, I accept it.
That's right.
But if you show me something that is bad, there and then I call it out to you and tell you,
So
this, I'm used to
long
it,
and short,
and it's
Chairman.
not good.
long and short, be
What's
ready
also
to
there?
always learn. Be ready to learn.
Sunday school teacher, kasa.
Be ready to learn.
Sunday school teacher, kasa. Mo time a pound, me edi card ni be ma. Hey, yapon, mo kasa do mo fear. Stop. Yapon.